Hi Scorpio, welcome to my channel. My name is Kem. Today, Scorpio, you guys got Dolphin Spirit, this and that are true, number 20. When I get this card, I always see it as like there are two truths, right? There are two perspectives. There are two sides to every story, right? And just because you feel like justified in saying how you feel, that doesn't necessarily mean that the other person's not justified in saying how they feel. And, you know, which one is true? I feel like both are. So this could be a difficult situation going on because when I get this card, again, I want it to be like free and nice. Like I love the dolphin card, but with this and that are true, I think that's the energy they want you to be in, to accept someone else's truth and accept your truth. And even though they might oppose one another, they're both true. But I feel like that's hard for people to do. I think it's hard for people to see two sides to a story. I think it's hard for people to see something that's not the same narrative that they say, right? So it's like, you know, I don't know, it's like, you know, you're at a mall and it's like, oh, who saw that first? Well, I saw it first. No, well, I saw it first. Well, like, who's technically right? How will you know? Do you know what I'm saying? You can't ever really know who saw it first. So I think you can agree to disagree, but does anyone get the shirt at the end of the day? I don't know. You know, unless someone is like compromising. So I feel like this is definitely about like some sort of compromising, or like there has to be some sort of compromising, because that's what I'm getting with this scenario. It's more of maybe we'll never agree. We can agree to disagree. So then who technically gets the shirt? Maybe no one. I don't know why I keep getting this like shirt in this example, but yeah. Or maybe neither of you win at the end of the day with this compromise. So that's what I'm getting, compromise, Scorpio. So yeah, Scorpio, let's pull some cards on this. So Scorpio, I feel like this is literally exactly what this meditative card was saying. This and that are true, right? We have the truth, and then we have someone, the same card but in reverse, like not speaking the truth. So this and that are true, right? I feel like this is someone's opinion and this is someone else's opinion, right? And it depends how you look at it, right? It depends on like if you see their opinion as truth, if you see their feelings as truth, or if you see it as, no, it's only my way, right? But I do feel like someone here is a little bit uncompromising, or someone here, they don't want to take like, either they don't want to take, we have two people here, right? One person doesn't want to take another person's truth, right? Like someone here doesn't want to take accountability. And it's like someone here is trying so hard to, it's like, can you see my perspective? Can you see my side? And they're like, no, I only see my side, right? And that's what I'm getting with this read. It's like this and that are true. We have the two truths right here, right? And it's like you can see it either way, right? You can see it either way. It depends on how you see it. I think you should see it this way, right? Where it's like, I have my truth, you have your truth. They're both true. But with this coming up in reverse, it shows me that someone here does not want to see like another's opinion. Someone doesn't want to see another person's feelings. It's all about like what I say, or it's all about what I do. It kind of feels like the Emperor, and we actually do have the Emperor here in reverse, and that's exactly how this Emperor feels. It feels like the person who doesn't want to compromise, they don't want to like take accountability for themselves. You see how they're like deciding not to look in the mirror, they're deciding not to look at their actions, they're deciding not to look at themselves at this time. And it's sad because I feel like, again, we have the Union card, right? So I feel like with the Union card in reverse, this is a relationship, but it's just a relationship that's gone astray, in the sense that with the Death in reverse and the Nine of Swords in reverse, the Death in reverse says like something's being prolonged, that, you know, like an ending has to come with death. And the best thing about a Death card is that there's a rebirth right afterward. But if a behavior doesn't end, and a behavior continues, and a behavior continues, and a behavior continues, do you turn a blind eye to it, or do you continue with the Union, right? But we have the Union and Death in reverse. So that's making me feel like when these two cards come up in reverse, it's not necessarily a great thing, right? It's kind of like seeing this Ace of Swords in reverse. It's not necessarily a great thing. It would have been a lot better if it was upright, because that would show that there's some sort of union that people are trying to work on okay, what's your opinion? What's my opinion? Okay, let's work on this, right? But with this coming up in reverse, it just shows me that there is someone here that they want to turn a blind eye to someone else's feelings. And I obviously, it wouldn't be their own feelings, right? Like, who's going to say like, oh, my feelings aren't valid? No, they're going to say your feelings aren't valid, right? It's never going to be like, no one in a relationship is going to say, you know what, disregard my feelings. Let's just go with you, right? That's never going to happen. It's either you see my truth and you see yours as well, or you just see yours and your own opinion, and that's it. So in this reading, I see a difficult read because I feel like someone here does not want to take accountability. Like, this is it. Like, they don't want to take accountability for their actions. They don't want to take a look in the mirror and see who it is that they are becoming. They don't want to see the truth, right? And this is them. They don't want to see the truth. They don't want to see the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords it's like a gift from God, right? It's an ace. It's something like you should take if you were to get it. And the fact that this person disregards it, again, it could be this Emperor energy. And I think it's because they don't want to sacrifice their own beliefs. They don't want to sacrifice their own feelings. Like, how do I explain it? They don't want to sacrifice or put in work towards seeing it. Like, that's honestly the truth. Like, this person doesn't want to put in the work to see it. Like, they don't. With the body and mind in reverse, they could be very conflicted at this time, and maybe they don't even understand what they're doing because the body and mind's in reverse, right? So they're in balance to begin with. So if you're in balance to begin with, and then you're being presented the truth, right? If you're not balanced, you're not going to receive the truth well, right? So this could also be like someone is telling someone else the truth about a situation, and someone else is like, I'd rather not see it because it will hurt me too much, right? Because we do have the Three of Swords out here, right? So someone's like, you know what, if I see the truth of the situation, if I see like what the actual reality of the situation is, it can hurt me, so I just rather ignore it. That can also be the way that this reading is going. It's like someone is ignoring the truth, not because maybe they want to be an ass. Maybe it's just because it would be too painful to look at, right? So we're getting a lot of these, like, again, for everyone's going to be different, but I feel like the fact that, again, we have this and that are true, and then we have the two cards of the truth, right? It could also be like someone ignoring their intuition, someone ignoring what they're, because this is like the higher self card, right? Like the sword energy. It could also speak of like the higher self. It could also speak of like a higher intelligence, a higher knowing, right? Like from the divine, like someone telling you, and then we start off with the divine. So I feel like the divine is very present here, or the higher self is very present here. The universe is present here. The universe like presents something to you, right? And it's like either you go with it or you don't go with it, right? Either you ignore it or you embrace it. And I unfortunately see someone is ignoring it, someone is not embracing it, but it's either because of fear, it's because of pain, it's because they don't want to look at it, or it's because they don't want to take accountability for it, or their own actions. Like it could be a selfish thing, to be honest, or it could just be, someone's scared or someone's sad, right? Or something's very painful. So whatever this is, Scorpio, I feel like if you're the one that doesn't want to take accountability for this, then you realize that you're doing yourself a disservice, as well as the person that you're in a partnership with, right? Because the wheel is in reverse. And when the wheel is in reverse, it can speak of a karmic cycle. It could speak about like even starting a karmic cycle. Like, let's just say like two people were very much into the truth, but now, things have changed. And it's like, okay, if you continue to work this hard at ignoring the truth, then you're going to set this off and put this into a reality that you never really thought could exist. Because again, I do see a union here. And the union card is very beautiful. Union with a person is very beautiful, but everything can change. Every day things can change, right? The energy changes every single day. And whether it's the you that's changing or the person you're connected to is changing, the fact is that there is a change, right? And you have to see that as the truth, right? Something has changed. And I feel like there's two people here gripping onto a reality that doesn't necessarily exist anymore. And honestly, it could be because this could be you, this could be the other person. There is someone here though that is like not trying to face the truth. It could be honestly both of you. Maybe you guys are mirroring one another. Everyone's gonna have like a different is gonna have something to take from this read. I can't read everyone's energy exactly the same, right? Like no one's going through the same exact situation to the T. So take what you can get from this read, because it is a little bit vague, to be honest. And what I mean by it being very vague is that like they're not really giving me like a lot of people. They're just giving me an energy, right? I don't have a lot of like kings or queens out. I literally just have the Emperor. And I could pull and pull and pull, but the basis of the read is the same. And what I mean when I say that is that there is just someone that's either neglecting to see the truth. There's someone who doesn't want to see the truth because it's too painful. There's someone here, honestly, I'm getting like a Kanye West vibe. I don't know why I'm getting that, but it's like, you know, I'm not taking any opinions on the shit. I could give a fuck. But what I mean is that like he is getting a divorce and he doesn't necessarily want that to be true, right? So that's like someone saying you're getting a divorce and it's like, no, I'm not, right? Like, what's the truth, right? You can say it either way. And I feel like at some point you're going to have to face it that you are getting a divorce, right? That could be like how you see this read. That's what I'm seeing with this is like someone here just can't accept that. And either it's because it's too painful and they've put in a lot of work here and they like don't want to accept that, or someone doesn't want to take accountability for something they did. So someone's saying like, you know, you hurt my feelings, and someone's like, no, I didn't, right? Like it could be either way. This is very, again, for everyone's gonna be different. But I do see pain behind this. Like I feel like for someone, it's painful either way. I think it's, honestly, I see a mirroring, but in different ways. It's like, it's painful for someone to know that like their partner doesn't want to accept the truth. It's painful for another person to say like, oh, you have to take accountability, like take a look at yourself, like it could be like your fault. You know what I mean? Like either way, it's painful for both people. I see painful on both sides. I see pain on both sides, and I think that's the reason why I want to say for this read that there's a lot of pain here, and there's a lot of hurt here, and there's a lot of ways. I feel like the Ace of Swords is the harshest ace. It's like the most cutthroat ace. So you're dealing with a very, very hard energy to begin with. So what I want to say is like, you have to be gentle with one another. If this is something that's just going awry and the energy is not working out, it has to be something that is done with love. Because again, this sword is so, again, it's a sword. Like you can't make it a pillow or like a cloud. It's a sword. It's supposed to be harsh energy, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you two need to be harsh with one another, right? If there was love here, which obviously there was with this Union card, right? Then there could be a way to handle something better, right? There could be something, it could be handled better. And that's what I'm trying to, I think that's what the divine is trying to say. Like, it doesn't necessarily matter what the energy is at this point. If someone's not willing to accept it, if someone's not willing to embrace it, if someone doesn't want to see it because it's painful, whatever the freaking situation is in this scenario, the truth is that you have to be gentle with one another. If there was love here, if there ever was love here, then being gentle and nice with one another, I feel like it's going to get you a lot further than just being like, peace out, I'm done, and dipping, right? Or like, you suck, I hate you, goodbye. Like, there's no need for that to be the energy here. And I think there's some sort of like middle ground that the two of you can come to. That's what I'm getting, like compromising, middle ground, right? Like, how can we work this out so it's not so, like, you don't feel, you know, like the pain that this is going to cause. Because I feel like there will be a pain no matter what. There is some sort of ending no matter what. It's an inevitable thing I see. But what's being stalled right now is the energy of like what the truth is. Or what's being stalled right now is like the truth of the matter when it comes to someone here who doesn't want to accept it. Like, again, it could be mirroring. It could be like two people who don't want to accept it. It could be whatever the energy is. It's like you have to see it for what it is and accept that as the truth and then move forward. And how you're going to move forward, I feel like you have to move forward with love. You have to move forward with like a gentle energy. You have to move forward with someone. I feel like I don't get any cards of cups here. So it's like interesting because I keep talking about love, but I don't see like one cup here. Hold on. Yeah, so finally we get the cup, right? The 8 of Cups. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily matter if the energy is leaving or staying or deciding to take more time. Whatever the energy is between the two of you, I think it has to be done with cup energy. That's why I feel like they're trying to say, like, it doesn't matter what, and what ends up happening, I feel like might be inevitable. Like, either you break up or either you stay together, whatever the outcome, it doesn't necessarily matter. What most matters is the energy of like love, of cup energy, right? Of emotions, of care. And it's like, maybe you might have to accept the fact that someone will never see it your way Like that, maybe that's one thing you might have to accept from this read. Maybe this person will never see it the way you see it, and maybe that might hurt. But the thing that I see is like, it doesn't necessarily matter. You might have to just compromise. You might have to see, that might just be the simple case. This person might never see it from your perspective, and it's like, do you want to keep working at something that someone else might not ever see, right? If I say to you, I don't necessarily like your behavior, I don't like the way that this happened, and so I was like, well, I don't really see it that way, and I'll never see it that way. Can you accept that as a truth? Like, it's like basically like, what do you want, right, out of this, right? Because with the Four of Pentacles, it's like, you can either stay there or you can leave, right? Like, it's up to you at this point. I don't know if anybody here, I definitely see though like a problem, because again, these two should be like this, and they're not. So there's definitely someone in this relationship, whether it's both of you who can't accept things from one another, or whether it's just one of you who can't accept something from, again, it's like different for everyone, but the energy here is like, there is something wrong when this ace is in reverse and someone can accept the truth for what it is, or someone can't see someone else's perspective, or someone else, like, again, whatever this is, right, that's in reverse, it's like, you decide what you want to do with that now. Like, either you live with this and you try to work it out, or you try to, take time from one another. Whatever it is though, I feel like it has to be dealt with cup energy, because if you deal with it in the sword energy, remember what a sword is, remember what like a sword cuts and what happens when you cut something, you have to either sew it back up, like, and it'll never come back together the way it was originally. Do you know what I'm saying? It will never, because when you cut something with a sword, it's forever severed. So either you sew it back together, you put something back together, you glue it back together, but it will never exactly be the way it was. And that's something else that you can consider. But whatever you consider in this situation, again, I think the energy is to come with love. And to stop stalling as well. There's a lot of energy of someone leaving, someone coming, someone going. Like, should I leave? Should I stay? Should I go? Like, we have the Maiden in reverse, the Three of Wands upright. Then we have the Eight of Cups. So it's like going, staying. Like, a very confused energy here. So I honestly see a lot of hurt from putting work into this. Like, a lot of pain. Just putting in work is painful. And at this point, it really is up to you guys what you want to do. But yeah, this is a tough read. Let's see if there's any Divine Feminines. I hope you guys got something from that. I feel like the energy is just very like confusing, and I feel like that makes a lot of sense for like what we were getting with this and that are true and the swords. Yeah, this is so crazy. Sarada Devi, the Divine Mother. Unconditional love exists within me. The presence of love is the absence of judgment. Yeah, that's why I kept saying like this is very harsh, but it needs to be dealt with, I think, with a cup. And that's exactly what I'm getting with Sarada Devi. She's talking about judgment, right? She's talking, and judgment I feel like is sword energy. But at the same time, love is the absence of judgment. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, when you, maybe the cup and the sword oppose one another at some point, right? Like, you can't necessarily solve, maybe the energy is like to solve it with a cup and not the sword, to be honest. Again, like, maybe you think like speaking truth is going to like solve this, and like talking it out is going to solve it, but maybe the actual solving energy is a cup, right? Because that's what the divine is saying, something about cup energy. And then Sarada Devi is talking about love, right? Unconditional love exists within me. The presence of love is the absence of judgment. So I feel like they're trying to say like, put away the swords. I think that's what this would be, like, put away the swords. Because yes, like, that's how I felt like this reading was. It's like, I'm just going back and forth between like truth and not truth, what someone sees and someone doesn't see, and it's just confusing me at this point. And that's why I was like, let me just pull a Divine Feminine, and then when the answer is love, right? So I feel like to solve your problem, it's not through talking, it's not through judgment, it's not through any of these energies of the sword. So look up the sword energy if you're like confused. But the sword is, again, it could be like higher self, it could be like again, it comes down to basically speaking. But I think the energy to solve this situation has to come through love. And there's not really any cups here, right? The only cups here is like in reverse here and in the beginning here. So again, maybe in the beginning there was a lot of cups and now there's not. But the only way to solve this, I feel like, is through love. Or the best way to solve this is through love. I feel like you shouldn't solve it through the sword, to be honest. That's what I'm getting with this. So if you guys, whether you break up with someone, whether you stay with someone, whatever this is, right? Because this could be so many different things for everybody for everybody out there. Whatever the energy is that you and this person are going through, the answer is love. The answer is dealing with cup energy, like filling your cup up and then answering the situation, not coming from an empty cup and then just taking the sword and just like throwing it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's more of like fill up your own cup, feel good within, and then go solve the problem, right? Don't use the sword and just throw everything to like the shit, right? So yeah, that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting, guys. I love you, Scorpio. I hope this helps, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.